Damon here from Fender at the mighty Guitar Amp and
Keyboard
Centre down in Brighton. I'm here today with my very, very specialist Fender expert, Jim.
Hello.
How are you, man? You all right?
Very well.
Just back from the States.
Yeah.
Some kind of guitar-related trip, I believe. We're here today to have a look at and a play through some of the actual custom shop, Fender custom shop guitars that the guys down at GAK have in stock at the moment. So we are genuinely known as usually kind of Mr. Clean, yeah, which is Jim, and Mr. Dirty, which is a little bit more me.
You're the filthy one.
I am the hobbit of rock and roll indeed. So we're going to have a little chat about the guitars, and don't forget, these are the guitars that are actually in stock now. These are in the store now, so if you want to come and try them, please do. You're very welcome. So the first one that I've got for you, for your delectation, is this fine looking beast here, which is a custom shop 1960s Strat, not an actual year, but just a 60s style Strat with a number of kind of master builder features built into it. So I'll flip it over for you so you can see we have an all access heel joint here at the back for unfettered access to the dusty end. So if we want to get right up here, great, you get right up there, really easy access. Has a compound radius neck, nice wide at the top. I'm guessing kind of 9.5 to 12.
12, yeah.
So as you go up the neck, down the bottom, it's great for that classic chording thing. But as you get further up, it gets wider and flatter. So if you need to get your shred on, as indeed you may sometimes, really, really easy to play. As I say, kind of medium jumbo frets. Pickup wise, super cool because we have two John Cruz custom.
He's the man.
He is. John is, for those of you who know him, is a big rock fan. So his pickups tend to be fairly loud and slightly overwhelmed, which goes very, very nicely with the bridge pickup because you can see, obviously, this guitar is HSS. So we have here an F-spaced.
Yep, we got a Seymour Duncan JB Trembucker.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know what that is, it's like quite a mid-range heavy, really quite pokey, loud pickup. And as you can see, I'm guessing you guys, hopefully you guys can see this in the lights here, this amazing sparkle finish. This has a proper name, doesn't it? It's
Apple Red Flake.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Indeed. So there we go. So this guitar is currently in stock at GAK. Obviously, nicely reliced, not overly so. A little bit of wear on the neck. We've got a lovely vintage tint there. A little bit of wear on the back, but fairly lightly reliced. So I guess we should probably have a little listen to how this beast sounds before we move on to your fine instrument.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
So we'll clean first, I guess. So the neck. I had to put that one in because I went to see Mr. Gilmore.
Oh, no, I was just about to say it.
Yeah, so... So that's the neck. Don't forget, these are the John Cruz handwound pickups. That's neck and middle together. The middle on its own. Yep, nice and bright, nice and pokey, but still with a fair amount of warmth. I'm just going to give that one a little bit of dirt.
You should.
And then we get into the slightly more raucous territory. So we have the bridge humbucker and the middle pickup together. So all of a sudden, a much broader, wider sound. That's a great sound. So you know, for a rock rhythm kind of thing. Sounds fantastic. And then, of course, the mighty JB Trembucker on its own, clean, if indeed it does clean. Turn that off, it might do clean. And what you notice straight away is one of the things that people sometimes don't like about Fender guitars is the brightness and the thinness, and indeed some people call it clarity and definition. Other people might call it thinness, but it's definitely, you know, that twang thing. With a pickup like this, you know, with the JB, much broader sounding, much darker. Okay, so clean.
Mid-range thickness.
Wait. So, because it's a Fender guitar, it still has all that clarity and all that bite. Yeah, so if
sounds great.
You know, if you love Strats, maybe you already have a maple board Strat, which you love for your funk and your country and your clean stuff, and you want something that's really playable. I guess I think this is the essence of this guitar, with the compound radius neck, graphite nut as well.
Yep.
So it's nice and slippy, nice and slidey, stays in tune really well. John's pickups, obviously, and the Trembucker. It was a really versatile guitar. So you could probably go to a gig and do just about anything with this, I reckon. Not me, obviously. I could probably not play everything. But most things. Man. Most things, man. We'll have a go.
I would say
certainly.
Most things, yeah.
So let's move on to yours then, Jimbo, and let's have a little look what you are cradling there.
So hi there. We do have, it's another custom shop, obviously. This is a very special guitar because it's a 62 Strat. So it's your slab board, and it is a vintage radius, so it is a 62 Strat. But this has got Abigail Ybarra pickups in it, which, if anyone knows about those, these are really rare now. You don't get these anymore, so this is super rare. Very cool. So these are hand-wound custom 60s Abigails.
So Abby Ybarra worked at Fender for many years, from the late 50s, we believe, and only retired. I think it was about 2 years ago now. She trained up another pickup winder called Josephina, who we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But you know, Abby had been there forever, pretty much, winding pickups. So all through history, some of those great guitars that we've seen, whoever's it might have been, you know, there's a pretty good chance she wound some pickups on those guitars. So it's like a direct link to the history of classic Strat tones, we like to think. And as I say, she has retired. So the fact that you have a guitar with those pickups on it, it's a big deal. You know, you could probably search the internet worldwide and you'd be pretty lucky to find a set of those. Yeah. So that is a big deal, and you guys are, you know, really super lucky to have that in stock now.
Very. I mean, this is one of my favourite Strats in store, so I can't recommend it enough. Beautiful, and a lovely Fiesta Red. And I have to say, that is, as Fiesta Red goes, that's spot on to me. Yeah. That looks like an old guitar. You know, that's a really nice Fiesta Red. Relics, so we've got, you know, I mean, it's got
a bit of wear.
The neck's fairly worn at the back. It feels great. And this is rift saw maple apparently as well, which is a really nice cut of the wood. Really nice. But yeah, like I say,
and everything else is everything else is pretty much 60 spec.
60 spec. I mean, other than the 5-way, but you want that anyway. They'll usually put a five. You don't want to be doing matchsticks and stuff. It doesn't work. But yeah, it's a great guitar. So
should we have a little listen?
Yeah, let's do that.
So my new name for you is Captain Clean.
Captain Clean. Let's do that. I can live with that. That's
and
good.
Dirty Damon.
Dirty Damon.
Let's have a little bit of a listen, Jim.
Cool. So we got clean sound with a bit of reverb. Yeah. It's such a fat, lovely, big sound off of that. And we're also going through, I mean, Fender Deluxe Reverb 65 Blackface reissue, which is probably my favourite amp, one of the best amps they ever made. But all of that together is, you know, I mean, that's a big sound. We're only the bridge pickup there.
That's the thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things about one of the reasons that we buy custom shop guitars is because it's, you know, it's the best Strats that we can make, and so especially with the Abbeys as well. You know, you've got that. It's the DNA of the Strat tone, but you've got the broadness and the fatness. Well,
there's also often a test I have with, you know, because I'm a big Telly fan as well. But if you can get a Strat that sounds really thick on the bridge, you're on a winner, because you've got all the other sounds that a Telly can't do. But if you can get it pretty close to that, which I think this does. Your country stuff on that, to me that sounds kind of Telly-like, which is a great thing.
That was effortless. It's the first time we've ever got that right.
That's definitely the first time I've ever got it right. I know
that's
that.
Fantastic.
We can agree there.
Brilliant. Position 4.
Position 4. So again, we have
neck and middle.
Neck and middle.
It's like you're bathing in a warm bath of Strat tone.
It's lovely.
Beautiful. Okay, so now the famous, the Abbey Ybarra neck pickup.
No, but that's just going to be... That's just ridiculously nice.
So people can get an idea, I've plugged into the Deluxe as well. So these, as we said before, are the John Cruz custom.
No, they're 50s. Yeah, they're custom. John Cruz custom 50s, and these are Abigail custom 60s.
Make sure we get that right.
Yeah,
okay, so play your neck pickup then. Let's have a...
Really different, and what I love about that is some people say, oh, you know, can Strats really be that different? Can different guitar? Totally. I mean, you can hear that straight away. So much character that's got. This is another thing. You know, that's why you got to try this stuff out. But
go on, do that one.
Okay. Great sounding and different, really different. That's such a different sound.
Just very quickly then, just to show the massive difference, flick on the bridge.
Okay, so here we go. Great, but obviously that's just going to be such a good rock guitar, though. You know, that really is. You want something to do.
You know, and that's why, you know, especially all through the Fender range and in the custom shop, we do guitars that are more traditional like that, and a bit more contemporary for a rock player or a fusion player or whatever. So these two guitars are currently in store at GAK in Brighton, or of course on your website. So very quickly again.
So here we have the 1962 Strat, Fender Custom Shop 62 Strat in Fiesta red with those all-important Abigail Ybarra hand-wound 60s.
And mine is I'm going to call it a kind of a player's Strat, because we've got the graphite nut, we've got the slightly bigger frets, we have a compound radius neck with the humbucker and the two John Cruz Fat 50s pickups as well, and the all-access heel joint. So if you like some of what you've heard, if you like any of what you heard, get down to GAK or have a look on their website and come and speak to Jim in store and come and try these guitars out, folks.
I highly recommend it.